Hello everyone, today I'll be walking through my rock paper scissors game that I have coded in C# on Visual Studio 2013. As we can see, the user interface is clear and simple, including picture boxes, buttons, and labels. The game works by the user choosing to play either two-player or play against a computer, and based on their decision the code shows the necessary buttons. So for this example, I will press to play against a friend and the game will give me 3 buttons to pick from: rock, paper, or scissors. Once any button is clicked, the buttons hide to prevent the other player seeing my choice. Then my friend also picks a random button representing his choice, let's say rock, and once he has pressed the button the game shows the result of who won, by showing a picture of what each user has picked and a label explaining the conclusion of the game. Furthermore, the game gives us a chance to go back to the menu where we were picking between two-player or playing against the computer, or to continue playing the game against a friend. So if we were to continue, we could again play the game and see the results. Playing against the computer works fairly the same way. However, when we make a choice of our weapon, there's no buttons for the second player because the computer makes that choice, and we go to the result straight away. So this was a little summary on the game works on the outside. Let's dive in to see how it works inside. At the very top of the code we get introduced to 3 variables, which represent weapon choice of player 1 and player 2, and in case of playing against the computer, weapon choice of computer. Also we got another variable, which I used to define if the game is going to be against the computer or between players. In addition, I have created a list representing the weapon choices in the game and imported the random function, which will be later used when picking what weapon a computer will choose. As we start the form, everything is basically hidden: all the picture boxes, all the buttons, and all the player tags. The only thing we can see on the screen is the 2 buttons, PvP button and an A button, which also disappears once clicked. Let's say the user picks to play player versus player, and clicks the 2-player button, by that showing the player tags and player 1 weapon choices: rock, paper, and scissors. Here we have the code for one of the 3 buttons, in this case the paper button. First of all, we assign the empty variable weapon player 1 to the paper, and hide the 3 buttons for player 1. And because we have not changed the AI variable, which we had at the top here, we carry out this iteration making the player 2 weapon choices visible so he can pick something. And once player 2 makes a choice from his weapons, let's say he chooses a rock. Firstly, the weapon player 2 variable will be assigned as rock, then both players' weapon choice buttons will become invisible, and the game will work out the winner based on what string has been assigned to each player's variable. In our case, we said that player 1 would choose paper and player 2 chose rock. Because we're clicking the rock button, we will go through this iteration, meaning that we will see a picture of paper picked by a player 1 and a label telling us who the winner is. And once this has been done, our code will also show us the picture of the rock that player 2 had chosen and make all the needed buttons and labels visible, which are winning display label, restart, and continue button. By clicking on the continue button, we would automatically generate another random number so that the computer wouldn't choose the same weapon all the time. But because we're playing against 2 players, this does not affect us, so we jump straight to making our player 1 buttons visible again, and hiding picture boxes labels that are unnecessary. However, if we click the restart button, we will assign the AI variable to be back to 0 and hide all the buttons except the PvP and the RE button. But let's say the user has picked to play against the computer, where everything is a bit more simpler. Straight away we assigned RE variable to be 1 and generate a random weapon for AI using our list from before. And this will result in the winner being determined as soon as player 1 has made his choice, by using the same principle as when playing against the player.